Aries, stop scrolling. This did not land on your screen by accident. Something in the sky shifted today, and your name was written into it. The next 7 days will not feel like the ones before them. Stay with me. Day 7 changes everything. Why this message found you. Now, Aries, listen closely. For the last 3 weeks, something has felt slower than usual. Messages that got lost, plans that kept shifting, a version of you that wanted to move fast, forced to wait instead. That wasn't bad luck. That was Mercury, the planet of thought and communication, moving backward through the sky since late June. And today, the exact day this video found you, Mercury turns direct again. The static clears. The fog you didn't ask for finally lifts. For a fire sign like you, 3 weeks of stillness can feel like holding your breath underwater. Aries was never built to wait. You were built to move, to start, to burn bright and go first. So when the world asks you to pause, it doesn't feel peaceful. It feels like a war inside your own chest. But here's what you couldn't have known until this exact moment. While Mercury slowed you down, the sun was quietly preparing something else. Today, the sun steps into Leo, the sign of pure fire, of confidence, of being witnessed without apology. For you, this isn't just any fire. This is your own flame, reflected back at you, amplified. Leo governs the part of your chart tied to joy, to creativity, to the parts of yourself you stopped showing people, the parts you tucked away because someone, somewhere, once made you feel like too much. That ends this week. 2 fires are meeting in the sky right now, yours and Leo's. And when 2 fire signs align, something in you that has been dormant doesn't just wake up, it ignites. This is why the timing of this message matters more than you realize. You didn't find this by accident. You didn't find it on some random Tuesday either. You found it on the exact day the confusion clears and the fire doubles. Before tonight, you may have felt unsure whether to trust what you're feeling. By the time this week ends, you won't need permission to trust it anymore. The universe rarely hands you a resolution and an ignition on the same day. This week, it did. And it did it for you specifically, because Aries energy responds to timing more than any other sign in the zodiac. You don't do slow burns, you do sparks that turn into wildfires overnight. So pay attention to what feels different starting today. Not next month, not someday, today. Because the next 7 days are going to move fast, and they're going to move in your favor if you know what to watch for. And that's exactly what the rest of this message is going to show you. Before you clicked on this video, your body already knew something was coming. Aries rules the head, the instinct that moves before thought catches up. So if your sleep has felt strange lately, vivid, unfinished, waking at odd hours, that wasn't random. If you felt a restlessness in your chest, like your skin didn't fit right, like you were waiting for permission to do something you haven't named yet, that wasn't random either. Your ruling planet is Mars. Mars doesn't whisper. Mars pushes. And for the last few weeks, while Mercury dragged its feet, Mars has been building pressure underneath the surface of your life, like a flame with nowhere to go. You may have snapped at someone over something small. You may have felt bored in a way that scared you, like your own life suddenly felt too slow, too quiet, too safe. That boredom was not weakness. That was Mars telling you the current version of your life no longer fits the size of what's coming. Some of you have felt an old name resurface, someone from your past appearing in a memory, a message, a mutual friend's photo, for no clear reason. Some of you have caught yourself thinking about a decision you walked away from months ago, quietly wondering if you gave up too soon. Others have felt a pull towards something completely new, a place, a project, a version of yourself you haven't tried on yet. All of this is connected. All of this has been Mars preparing your nervous system for a shift your conscious mind hasn't caught up to yet. Fire signs feel the future before they understand it. You don't process change slowly, the way an earth sign turns something over for months. You feel it in your body first, as urgency, as impatience, as a fire with nowhere productive to go yet. That's exactly where you've been standing, on the edge of something without the full picture. That ends now. Because as Mercury clears and Leo season begins, the picture starts filling in fast. What felt like static is about to feel like direction. What felt like restlessness is about to feel like readiness. The version of you that's been pacing back and forth for weeks is about to be handed somewhere to actually go. So if the last few weeks felt disorienting, you weren't imagining it, and you weren't overreacting. You were simply early to a shift that hadn't fully arrived yet. It's arriving now, and the next 7 days will show you exactly where all that built-up fire is meant to go. Over the next 7 days, pay close attention. The universe rarely speaks once. It repeats itself until you notice. Watch for repeating numbers. 111, 4, 4, 4, 7, 1, 7. On clocks, receipts, license plates. For Aries, these aren't decoration. They're confirmation that you're on time, not late. Watch for a name from your past resurfacing twice in 1 week. Not once, twice. If it happens once, note it. If it happens twice, pay attention to what that person or that chapter represents, because it's rising for a reason. Watch for a sudden, unexplained burst of energy, motivation that comes out of nowhere, usually in the morning, usually strongest around Friday and Saturday. That's Leo season's fire meeting your own. Don't waste it on scrolling. Use it on the thing you've been avoiding starting. This weekend, Saturday the 25th and Sunday the 26th, notice conversations that feel oddly specific to you. A stranger's comment, a stray line in a show, a caption that seems to describe your exact situation. These are not coincidences. Fire signs get their confirmations through synchronicity, not subtlety. Sunday, July 26th, carries extra weight. Watch for an old story about who you're supposed to be quietly losing its grip on you. Maybe a role you've outgrown. Maybe an image of yourself you've been performing for other people. You may feel lighter for no clear reason. Let it happen. Don't chase the explanation. Midweek, watch your dreams. Fire signs rarely remember dreams clearly, but this week one might stay with you into the morning. Write it down, even in 3 words. It's carrying information your waking mind is too busy to catch. By Wednesday, July 29, look toward your friendships, your community, the people you consider your people. Someone may reach out unexpectedly. An invitation may appear. A group conversation may shift how you see your next few months. This is the moment the entire week has been building toward. And it won't look like fireworks. It will look like clarity arriving through the people around you. Not everyone will notice these signs. Most people move too fast to catch them. But you clicked on this video today, the exact day the sky shifted for you. That alone tells you that you're paying attention in a way most people aren't. So this week, notice the numbers, notice the names, notice the sentences that land too precisely, and the Wednesday that feels different from every other Wednesday you've had this year. The signs are already there. The only question is whether you'll let yourself trust them. Every fire needs something to burn away before it can burn cleaner. For you, Aries, this week is asking you to release a very specific pattern, the habit of shrinking your own intensity to keep other people comfortable. You already know the moment I'm describing, the time you had a strong reaction and immediately apologized for having it. The time you wanted to lead but stepped back because someone made you feel like wanting it was arrogant. The time you were told you were too much, too fast, too direct, too intense, and instead of questioning them, you believed it. On July 26th, something called the South Node, the point in astrology tied to old patterns you're meant to release, moves into Leo. For you, this lands directly on the part of your chart connected to self-expression, performance, and being witnessed. In plain language, the universe is closing a chapter on the version of you that learned to perform smallness just to be liked. You did not come into this life to be palatable. You came in first. Remember that. Aries is the first sign of the entire zodiac, the spark, the beginning, the one who starts what everyone else is too afraid to start. Somewhere along the way, you were taught that your fire made other people uncomfortable, so you learned to lower the flame. This week, that lesson is being released, whether you consciously choose it or not. You may notice yourself less willing to over-explain a decision. You may notice less patience for people who only want you around when you're easy to manage. An old guilt may try to surface. Guilt for taking up space. Guilt for wanting more. Guilt for being exactly as intense as you actually are. Let it surface. Don't fight it. Guilt that's ready to leave doesn't need to be fought, only witnessed on its way out. This isn't about becoming reckless or cruel. Mars energy without wisdom burns down things you didn't mean to destroy. This is about becoming honest. The goal isn't a bigger fire for the sake of being loud. The goal is a fire that no longer apologizes for the heat it gives off. Somewhere this week, maybe in a conversation, maybe in a quiet moment alone, you'll be given a small chance to choose the old pattern or the new one. The old pattern says, make yourself smaller so this feels easier for everyone else. The new pattern says, let this be uncomfortable for someone else for once, because your comfort matters too. Choose the new pattern. That single choice is what this entire week has been quietly building toward. Every one of these threads, the fog lifting, the fire igniting, the old story releasing, is building toward a single moment. Wednesday, July 29th. That night, the sky reaches a full moon, fully illuminated in the sign of Aquarius. For you, Aries, this full moon lights up the part of your life connected to your community, your long-term vision, and the people meant to walk beside you into whatever comes next. A full moon is not a beginning, it's a culmination. It takes everything that's been quietly building, every sign you noticed, every old pattern you released, every spark of fire that returned to your chest this week, and brings it into the light all at once. For some of you, this will look like an answer to something you've been unsure about for months. Not a small answer, a clear one. For others, it will look like a person stepping forward, someone aligned with where you're actually headed, not where you've been standing out of habit. For a few of you, it will look like an ending, dressed up as a loss at first, one you'll recognize later as the exact thing that needed to happen to make room for what's next. Whatever form it takes, it will not feel like most Wednesdays feel. You'll know it when it happens, because it will feel like the week finally exhaling. Here is what makes this turning point different from the ones you've experienced before. This time, you're not walking into it confused, you're walking into it already told. You already know Mercury clears the static today. You already know Leo season doubles your fire. You already know Sunday asks you to release an old, smaller version of yourself. You already know Wednesday brings the culmination. Most people move through a week like this with no idea why things feel different. You are not most people this week. You've been handed the map in advance, which means you get to walk through these 7 days on purpose, instead of by accident. That's the real gift hidden inside this message, not the predictions themselves, the awareness to actually use them. So when Wednesday arrives, don't rush past it. Pay attention to who reaches out. Pay attention to what suddenly feels clear. Pay attention to the version of yourself that shows up in that moment. because that version has been trying to reach you all week. This is the turning point, not because the stars demand it, because you are finally standing somewhere you can actually see it. So here is what I want you to remember long after this video ends. You are not being tested this week. You are being reintroduced to yourself, the version of you underneath the noise, the version that moves first, speaks honestly, and burns without apologizing for the light it gives off. That version didn't disappear. It was just waiting for the static to clear. It was waiting for a permission that, frankly, you never actually needed. You just forgot that for a while. This week hands that permission back to you, whether you feel ready or not. You don't have to have it all figured out by Wednesday. You just have to stop shrinking every time your fire makes someone else uncomfortable. You just have to notice the signs instead of talking yourself out of them. You just have to let this be the week you stop waiting for the right time, because Aries was never built for waiting. You were built for right now. So take the fog lifting as your cue. Take the fire doubling as your cue. Take the old story ending as your cue. And when Wednesday comes and something shifts into place, don't shrink from it. Step into it the way you were always meant to. First, fully and without apology. Your next 7 days will not be ordinary. They were never going to be once this message found you. If even one line of this hit closer than you expected, you already know this wasn't random. That's exactly why this channel exists, to catch these shifts before they arrive, sign by sign, week by week, so you're never walking into your own transformation blind. If this reached you at the right moment, subscribe and turn on notifications, because next week carries its own message, and I don't want it to miss you. Before you go, I want to know something. Comment the word ignite below if you felt this today, and I will personally read every single one. It helps this message reach the next Aries who needs to find it before tonight, the same way you just did. Take care of that fire, Aries. The world is going to need it soon. I'll see you in the next 7 days.